everyone out there, we have a special guest today, Bill DiPaola, Chief Operating Officer of Ballard Brands. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. And yeah, if you could just tell us, it'd be great to let everyone out there know a little bit about you and who you are to get started.
So, been in the restaurant industry for about 25 years. I've had a lot of fun building brands and working with some really great people, especially in the world of franchising. I'm pretty passionate about that. I'm an ambassador for the International Franchise Association, board member for the Louisiana Restaurant Association, and the National Restaurant Association. I enjoy this business thoroughly, especially for what we can give to and do for others. It's service is a really beautiful thing, so I enjoy it a lot.
What got you into it though? So 25 years, what was that moment where you're like, I want to be in restaurants?
I absolutely remember that moment too. I was in Ruth's Chris. I was on 51st between 6th and 7th, which is where the location is.
In New York?
In Manhattan. And I remember looking at my RVP then, and I had been doing other things, and I just said, you know, I really like this a lot. I really feel like I could do this.
Yeah.
And he literally turns to me and he goes, man, if you can find passion to do anything else, do it. This is brutal.
Yeah.
And I said, really? And he goes, but if you just can't, if like you just can't find that passion that builds you to do anything else, go 2 feet, head first, full force.
Yeah.
And have a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And I remember that conversation so vividly because I thought, man, maybe he's right. And then I just kept going into it, and I had gotten addicted to taking care of guests. I loved that. I loved the idea of serving a great meal and making somebody really happy when families get to commune. I mean, this is what we do.
Yeah.
They, last I checked, they do not do world summits through text. They still share a meal together and break bread.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how world problems are solved, is over meals. Family reunions over meals. I loved that part of it. And then I got really addicted to the part where you take someone and you cultivate an employee. And I'm never going to do anybody's work for them, but to pave the road and smooth the path for employees and see them grow and build and succeed and see them take steps into, greatness, that you were a small piece of the building blocks that got them to where they are. Just had a protege of mine, her name's Christy Petard. She and her husband run a restaurant called Avery's on Tulane in New Orleans. Won Best Gumbo, Best Po' Boy twice running in the city, and just got featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Love that show.
And I mean, amazing. And I mean, the sales, the attention, all these things just absolutely blew through the roof for them. And to get a note from her to say, if you didn't believe in me, I would never be here. I cried, because that's all I live for now. I mean, the serving of a great meal, giving somebody a great cup of coffee like we do at PJ's, and we do serve a lot of people great cups of coffee, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But to see someone succeed, man, there's just nothing like it. I'm totally addicted.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you guys have a lot of employees.
Yeah.
You have a lot of brands. So Ballard Brands.
Yes, we do.
You have a lot of different concepts. So talk a little bit about that.
So I am, our largest, most notable is our PJ's. Phyllis Jordan, PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. She is not only one of the founders of the SCA, Specialty Coffee Association, but she was also the first female president of the SCA. And she's just the kind of woman you just can't help but love.
Yeah.
Certainly not me. I love her because I love people that, look, I tend to sometimes be relatively brash, and I understand, there's a different way that some people get received, but this woman is solid, convicted, strong, devout to her craft, and created so much for so many people, including me, including our roast master, Felton. Felton Jones has been with us for 25 years. He's like a fixture in New Orleans. And she built this incredible thing out of thin air. And so people like that who have that kind of strength, like her, like Ruth Fertel, It's an awe-inspiring thing to be around people like that. So I'm very passionate about the brand. We do a lot of direct trade with farms. We have one El Torito farm in Honduras. We do a lot of good by doing direct trade with them and create a lot for the local economy and for the families that contribute to that farm. That's a real pleasure to be a part of. So the brand has depth. It has rich history. It has great coffee. Coffee that we roast ourselves, coffee that I know that we control so many of the quality aspects over, and we deal well with those that deal with us as we grow the business. Our franchisees are great, love them, and man, sometimes we go head to head.
Yeah.
And we make a great product because of it. Then there's a brand I'm real passionate about. It's actually the one that attracted me most to Ballard Brands is Wow. It originally was called Wow World of Wings. And a great wings and burger joint. And we originally put it out as cafes, kind of full-service-esque cafes, and they did very well for us. In fact, we have a significant amount on college campuses. But now we're scaling back a little bit and coming out with what is my favorite version of this thing. It's called Wow American Eats, and it's fast casual, and we are the beneficiaries of, we joined forces with and partnered with Iron Chef Jose Garces. We acquired the Garces Restaurant Group in Philadelphia. Well, now Iron Chef is he's our chief culinary officer over everything we do, and he had such a heavy hand in the new release of Wow American Eats. Brilliant, humble man, and did things that I never even thought you could really do in order to not only put out an incredibly good chef-driven product, but to be able to also do it in a timely fashion so that your labor is kept where you need it to be and your profitability was kept where you need it to be. Dude, outstanding man. So I'm very passionate about that brand.
And how do you guys, when you have multiple types of brands, do you guys ever leverage whether it's sourcing or collaboration or ideas between the brands to leverage that, or do you have each one kind of in a silo?
Oh, no, without a doubt. We spend a tremendous amount of time, and you know what? I think, first of all, I love conflict. I don't seek out conflict to hurt someone, but I seek out conflict because I think there is positive disruptive change. When you conflict well with somebody, not personal attacks, but when you conflict well and you have conflicting ideas, you can create great things. And we will, in any given conversation, be talking Wow American Eats at one point and then wrestling over Iron Chef Garces' fast casual concept that we're going to come out with called Buena Onda, which is a fast casual taco concept. So we're wrestling over that. I just put out the pro forma for that, and we're all going at it. I mean, saying, no, we can't do this. And so we'll go from that in 30 minutes to over to Board House, which is a sandwich concept that we're also going to be rolling out. So we have so much going on. We have so many brands that we're currently working with that, silo, I don't think it could be possible. I just don't think it's possible. We talk so much about so many things, and yes, we leverage not only the internal strength that we have, but the external strength that we have. The partners that we build our brand with, our vendor partners, are so crucial. And, we got caught in this trap, and I think it happens to franchisors, where you get caught in the trap of there is somebody that is so qualified and so smart that wants to open, but they want to open in an area that is a reach. And we got trapped in the idea of we're going to go there. We've got a great candidate. This is a person that we believe that can be a really wonderful brand ambassador. And we started down this road of we're going there. Are you coming? Like to our vendor partners.
Yeah.
And that's not partnering. That's not relationship building.
Right.
And we have gotten back to, hey, we want to go there. Let's talk about this. Can we service this area? Can we do this like we want to do this?
It's interesting
not chasing
when you
wallets.
flip that kind of question, right? We want to go there versus should we go there, or how do we get there?
Yeah.
Just a few words kind of reframes the whole conversation for the entire team to chat.
And you know what? It also taught us a lot about, and certainly me, about my own arrogance through the process. It really takes a lot of soul searching to start to see the things that you do out of arrogance instead of out of team building and growing and positivity. And I started to find that that's what I was doing. I was just going, well, come on, we can do this. We can do, and that's no way to build up everyone with you. And that was no way for me to build up everyone with me. And I had to own that. And once I started really learning through that, it infected so much more of my management style too. It's the same way that we speak with each other. We work with each other. I say this all the time. Nobody works for me. If your paycheck goes into your pocket, you work for you.
Yeah.
It's debatable for us married men, but if your paycheck goes into your pocket, you work for you. You work with me. If you don't show up, that's a major problem.
Yeah.
If I don't show up, that's a major problem. I don't give a damn if you're a dishwasher. I could care less if you're a barista or you're the CEO. If we don't show up and do our jobs and work to the collective benefit of each other and the people that have invested in our brands, then it's a problem. And we need each other. So we speak to each other more like we need each other.
Yeah.
We're going to build better teams.
So as you guys are looking to grow and expand, if I'm someone out there and I want a franchise or I'm a franchisee, how do you guys look about growth, right? You have a lot of brands to think about. You have new concepts coming out, and that team is really critical, right? How do you guys think about growing and franchising, just that process in general to make a decision?
Single most important thing is can we live up to our promises?
Mm-hmm.
So much of that strength is built off of the network we have created and leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Without that network, without that team, we will not be able to be the support network that we need. Franchising, yes, the common phrase du jour is franchising. You are in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Great phrase, love it. But there's a large part of it that, to me, I think franchising, and as a franchisor, the mindset really needs to be, we are going to be the strength to your weakness. Hey, you're a phenomenal operator. You know how to work a crowd and get everybody all excited about a product. You can build a team, but I don't really know how to do marketing. I've never done any kind of marketing. And finance and doing my own books, I'm not really so sure about that. We have to be the strength to that weakness if we're going to truly franchise. So I have to be able to, I'm not doing it for you, but I've got to be able to provide you with resources that are going to help you build your business so that you have the trust and faith that the people that are behind the brand are not only continually going to support you, but they're going to continually grow you. And that is a daunting task.
Yeah.
So when we think about how we build our brands and then how we're going to grow our brands, everything is based around that idea. Are we sufficiently the strength to your weakness? And then it's also about assessing the candidate that you have, because it is a partnership. That we're not the same. The LLC is yours. The whatever the pass-through entity is, it's yours. It's not ours. We don't make your profits. You make your profits. So we are totally separate and distinct. However, we're bonded by branding. We're bonded by a through line and a message. And through that is how we partner. And that's where we have to live up to our end of the agreement by being good partners and always knowing ourselves, questioning ourselves, and delivering a continually growing and healthy product.
That's interesting. And where do you see, so as you're building those brands, because the franchisee, you're working with them through the brand, what do you see the role of technology in the restaurant space across the brands?
Single most important thing, in that it helps do everything that we want to do for our franchisees to scale. The technology allows, give me an example. So, all right, franchise business consultants that we have that help people with growing their brand.
Yep.
There is a massive difference between the franchise business consultant that is going into the store to spend time and do the great work that they should do. Spend time with the franchisee, spend time with their employees, give them best practices, teach them what they know, and then they go take their own employees and they build them up, because they're their employees. It's the employee of the franchisee.
Yeah.
And they go build them up and they go teach them, they train them, they use all the technique, all the things that you gave them. Here's the problem. You had to go without technology into the location in order to be able to communicate with the franchisee, see what the employees were doing, see all the different best practices that they might or might not be engaging in. You get to see that. Technology can totally change the game, where the visit goes from discovery, then approach the franchisee and the team, to I've already done the discovery. I already know what you're doing. The data shows me it. The technology has given me that. So my visits are now, the second I'm showing up, we're working on fixes. We're all going at fixes right now. And you shorten the distance between, because this is where I feel that innovation and franchising and brands and business is made or broken. I submit that the distance between lack of knowledge and knowledge is this great, where the distance between knowledge and action is this great. Knowledge, once you have true knowledge, action is almost a byproduct of that understanding, that knowledge that you have. Because once you have it, it's like, well, why wouldn't you act on it? And it almost compels you to do so. But this, going from here to here, this is a massive chasm. And technology helps fill that void and close that gap much faster. And that's how we better serve our franchisees. Better technology that puts action instead of a lot of the blah, blah, blah.
So the businesses out there might be nervous about technology. What would you say? They should give it a shot?
There is no question. You must find ways in which you are more effective. I have worked very hard to ensure that every time we deal with our partners and our friends and our franchisees, that we are that much more effective every time. I worry about it on every level. We talk about the effectiveness of the franchise conference. I'm not looking for we all show up and it's 3 days kicking back, drinking beers and hanging out in New Orleans. We can do that plenty of days. Yeah. In fact, we do.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for them to come and feel I gained something, I learned something, I challenged myself. That should be the litmus test of anything that you do, anything I do, any engagements I have. Did the person that I engaged with, did they walk away better, fuller, or changed from having worked with me, dealt with me, met me, or did they not? Because if they didn't, what the hell's the point of seeing me?
Yeah.
There's no point. Someone has to be altered fundamentally in some way, small ways, large ways, every single time we interact, because that time is precious. You have to spend so much of it in your business, so much of it away from your family. You cannot waste time, and I will not waste it. I won't waste my employees' time by not being prepared, and I won't waste my franchisees' time by not being able to deliver stronger, faster, better. And every day, technology is truly the way in which we gain that extra step, that little bit more push, that little bit more horsepower that you can't supplement through buying people and buying payroll. Payroll does not win you. Well-branded people who are truly passionate about your cause and feel that they are going to be developed through great technology, that wins.
It's really interesting. Well, this has been really phenomenal. So it's been really amazing. And I have one final question for you.
Hit me.
Po' boy or gumbo?
Oh, po' boy.
Really? That was quick.
Po' boy. Not even
wow.
Dude, and anyone that would talk to my wife would know. I mean, so she loves gumbo and she loves making gumbo, and her gumbo's delicious.
Yeah.
But she knows I just can't, like, it's good. It's just not my heart and soul. Man, when you get a good po' boy and everything is well balanced, and that bite, there's just no replicating that anywhere in the world. In fact, people who make great po' boys tried taking it out to other places and making po' boy businesses. But it is the true beauty of New Orleans that is captured in things like the po' boy. It takes not only the making of great product, but it takes the great people and the great relationships that are built communing over that food. That's what makes a po' boy great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very well.
This was awesome.
My pleasure.